From Columbus, Ohio, Providence, Rhode City, New York, the National Broadcasting Company presents the College Quiz Bowl. Here again transcribed is the All-American Quiz game that matches against each other the varsity scholars of two great American colleges on the College Quiz Bowl. Tonight, the Ohio State University, broadcasting from Columbus, Ohio, is out to challenge the varsity scholars of Brown University, Quiz Bowl champs for the last 3 weeks, who will be on the air from Providence, Rhode Island. And here in Radio City, New York, is your master of the quiz, Alan Ludden.
Hi there, everybody. Here we go with another intercollegiate battle of the brains. Brown University and Pembroke College, the college for women on the Brown campus, are out for victory number 4. But tonight, they meet the varsity scholars from one of America's outstanding universities, Ohio State. And you can be sure there's going to be a fight tonight for the Quiz Bowl title. Now let's go out to Columbus, Ohio to meet the challengers. On hand to act as the referee for the Ohio State team is Dick Maul of station WLWC Columbus. How are the Buckeye varsity scholars tonight, Dick?
Well, they're out for a victory, Alan, and here they are to introduce themselves.
Jack Friedgett from the Union of South Africa.
Joanna Lawyer from Columbus, Ohio.
Alan Klein from Springfield, Ohio.
Margaret Allen from Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, that's the Ohio State team now up to Providence, Rhode Island to meet the current Quiz Bowl champions. Once again, Russ Van Arsdale of station WJAR Providence is on hand to act as the Brown University referee. Russ, let's meet your team.
Okay, Alan, here they are. First, may I introduce the ladies from Pembroke.
Judy Thorson, Brooklyn, New York. And Jane Baltzell, Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
And the Brown men.
Tom McCormick of Stamford, Connecticut.
And Cal Woodhouse of Little Compton, Rhode Island.
Well, those are the teams. Now, Tex Antoine, will you take over and explain the way we play the game?
Here in the College Quiz Bowl, we test the ability of these varsity scholars to recall specific facts. But may we point out that we recognize full well that in putting the emphasis on quick recall of facts, we are pointing up only one of the objectives of college education. We hope also that in presenting these young people, we are giving you an opportunity to meet a few of the many remarkable, well-rounded personalities that are on every American campus. For certainly the development of a well-rounded individual who is able to reason with facts is a major objective of college education. But on with our game. Now, here's the way it works. Alan Ludden asks a toss-up question, and the first team to signal its willingness to answer gets a chance at it. When Brown University signals, you'll hear. And when Ohio State University signals, you'll hear. Now, by means of a special electronic selector, the team which signals first, even by a split second, activates its light here on the board in front of Alan and makes it impossible for the other team's light to flash. Now, if the team winning a chance at the toss-up question gives a wrong answer, the question goes to the other team, and whichever team gives the right answer gets a bonus question. Each question is worth a designated number of points. And the team with the most points at the end of the game is the winner and returns next week to defend its title in the College Quiz Bowl. So that's the way the game is played, so let's play it.
Okay. Before we begin, though, may I explain one technicality of our quiz. If a team listening to a toss-up question believes it can answer that question before I have finished reading it, that team may signal with its buzzer tone. I will then stop reading the question and allow the team to try for an answer. If they get the right answer, they have 10 points and a chance at the bonus question. But if they get the wrong answer on a toss-up question they've interrupted, they'll be penalized 5 points, and I'll complete the question, allowing the other team a chance to answer it correctly. So it's up to you team members. The referee will signal as soon as you raise your hand. So on your toes, here we go. The first toss-up question could win you a chance at a 20-point bonus. And here we go, Brown Pembroke and Ohio State. Venice is a city built on many small islands. Your toss-up question worth 10 points is, what city in Europe proper is built on 7 hills? Brown Pembroke.
Jane Baltzell has her hand up.
Rome.
Right, Rome. Built on 7 hills. 10 points for Brown Pembroke and a chance at a 20-point bonus, Brown Pembroke. Now I want you all to work together on this bonus question. You'll all act as a casting director, and you have 3 feminine roles to assign. You will cast Ophelia in the part of a girl who sings and dances. You cast Cassandra in the part of a wise prophetess whom everyone believes. And you cast Myra Hess as an instrumentalist. Now, for 20 points, what grave error did you make in casting those roles?
Oh, the first one?
Yeah.
No.
Now,
No,
just
she
a
didn't
minute.
dance.
Made a mistake with Cassandra, did she not?
Why?
She was...
Why? You're right.
What did you say about Cassandra, Al?
I said Cassandra in a part of a wise prophetess whom everyone believes.
Oh, no, they didn't believe
Cassandra
her.
was a prophetess of doom, and no one believed her.
That's right, and you made an error. You found the error as a casting director, and you earned 20 points. Okay, now here we go with a musical toss-up round Pembroke, Ohio State. Here's a record that's being played on jukeboxes all over the country. You are to signal now as soon as you can name the singer on this record. Ohio State.
Jack Freegut.
Patty Page.
Right, before she ever sang. Oh, you didn't give Patty a chance to sing. But Ohio State, you got a chance at a 35-point bonus question. There are 7 parts to this question. You're going to get 5 points each time you are able to tell us what the following men were searching for. First of all, Ponce de Leon.
Joanna Lawyer.
Fountain of Youth.
That's right. Ponce de Leon was searching for the Fountain of Youth. 5 points. Now you'll get 5 more if you'll tell us what Diogenes was searching for.
Alan Klein.
The Honest Man.
Right, for 5 points. What was Henry Hudson looking for?
Joanna Lawyer.
The Northwest Passage to the Orient.
Right, a short trade route to China. All right, what was Captain Ahab looking for?
Alan Klein.
A whale, Moby Dick.
Right, the white whale. What was Jason looking for?
Margaret Allen.
The Golden Fleece.
Right. What was Bing Crosby looking for in a recent film?
Margaret Allen again.
Little Boy Lost.
Right, his little son. That's right, I'll accept it. Little boy lost. What was Sir Galahad searching for?
Joanna Lawyer.
The Grail.
The Grail, that's right. Okay, the Holy Grail, and with that now, you got all 7 parts of that bonus question. Now, before we move along to another toss-up question, let's find out what the stakes are in this quiz game. Tex?
Each week, NBC will award to the school of the winning team a $500 gift to be administered by the college. It may go to a scholarship fund or to a campus activity. And each member of the losing team will receive an attractive, dependable Whitnor wristwatch, a distinguished member of the Longines Whitnor family of fine watches. Since 1866, maker of watches of the highest character. Those are the stakes. Now, with the score. Ohio State, 45. Brown, 30. 19½ minutes to go. And back we go to a toss-up question.
All right, here's the toss-up question. Rancho Doby's Storm sounds as though he might be of Spanish or Mexican descent. Now, we're going to give you 10 points if you can give us the correct nationality of Storm's ancestors. Ohio State.
Joanna Lawyer.
I believe that they're German because he's a prize-winning dog.
That's right. He's a German is the right answer. And he is a prize-winning dog. He's a Doberman Pinscher, as a matter of fact. Okay, Ohio State, now you've won a chance at a 35-point bonus question, but here you've got to work as a team, and this one's a little tricky. Listen very carefully. Winston Churchill has served the government under 5 British sovereigns. Now, you're going to get 35 points if you can name those 5 sovereigns. But you can name only 5. In other words, I will not accept 5 out of 6. So be careful. Do not give me 6, because I will accept only the first 5 sovereigns you list. You have 30 seconds from right now. Name the 5 British sovereigns under whom Winston Churchill has served the government of England.
Alan, do you want them to start in?
Yes?
All right, Jack Freegut.
Careful.
George VI, the present Queen Elizabeth, George V,
Yes.
Edward VIII, Edward VII.
I'm sorry, you missed it. You said Edward VIII. Edward VIII is...
Present Duke of Windsor.
No, you missed it. You did the... You fell into the pit. It was Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria as cavalry officer. Edward VII as Home Secretary in the Cabinet. George V as First Lord of the Admiralty and Chancellor of the Exchequer. George VI as Prime Minister. And Queen Elizabeth as Prime Minister. Churchill did not serve in the government during George VIII's brief reign. Edward VIII's brief reign. Okay. We'll go back now to a toss-up question. And what's the score, Tex?
The score now stands, Alan. Brown 30, Ohio State 55. We have 17 minutes to go.
All right, and here we go with a toss-up question. Listen, everybody, on your toes. What was Edgar Allan Poe pondering over just before he had a visit from his raven? Ohio State.
Jack Freedgut.
He's lost Lenore.
Can you take it, Brown?
Yes, we can. Jane Balsell here.
Over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore.
Right, Brown Pembroke. And by winning that, Brown Pembroke, by winning that, you get a chance now at a 30-point musical bonus. Now, for this musical bonus, you are to turn your eyes to the skies. And for 10 points each, you're to tell us the celestial body mentioned in the following classical music titles. First of all, what celestial body is mentioned in the title of this composition?
The Jupiter Symphony.
That's a planet.
You're right. You're right. Well, you got that one fast enough. For 10 points, now see how soon you can get the celestial body mentioned in this composition.
Is that the sun?
That's the sun, Tom. Okay, what's the name of that, incidentally? What is
It's a
it?
hymn to the sun god.
That's right.
Rimsky-Korsakov.
Right for 10 points. Now, what celestial body, Brown Pembroke, is mentioned in the title of this composition?
Venus.
Star.
Oh, what did I hear? What did I hear?
Star.
Yeah, that's right. On a bonus.
Oh, yeah, the Evening Star by Wagner.
That's right. May I remind our listeners that on a bonus question, I listen for the right answer and accept it when I hear it, as contrasted to a toss-up question. Okay, though, we go back now to a toss-up question. For 10 points, the Treaty of Versailles was to World War I what the Peace of Utrecht was to what war? Ohio State.
Joanna Lawyer.
The Wars of the Austrian Succession.
Can you take it, Brown?
Yes, we can. Cal Woodhouse has
That's
it.
the War of the Spanish Succession.
That's right, Cal. The Treaty of Versailles completed World War I in 1919, and the Peace of Utrecht was a series of treaties signed in 1713 and 1714 that concluded the War of the Spanish Succession. It was a very complicated affair involving a lot of nations, England, Holland, France, Portugal, and so forth. Okay, though, Brown Pembroke, by getting that, correcting that, you now have a chance at a 30-point bonus, a 3-part question. We're going to ask you to identify 3 monsters out of fiction. First of all, can you identify this monster? Grendel.
Oh, from Beowulf. Yeah.
The monster out of Beowulf, the half-monster, half-man who plagues Denmark and is eventually killed by Beowulf, okay? Now, can you identify Polyphemus?
Yeah, he's the one-eyed fellow that Ulysses ran up against. In the
Odyssey.
That's right. Okay. Now, see if you can get this one. Who is Cormoran?
Cormoran?
Cormoran.
Sounds Irish.
That will hardly serve. Okay, he is the nursery tale giant who fell into a pit and was killed by Jack the Giant Killer.
What's that his name?
Okay, here we go back now to a toss-up question with the score, Tex.
Ohio State 55, Brown 100. And 13½ minutes to go.
Okay, here we go for 10 points. Listen, what one word means both a type of reptile and a kind of neck piece? Brown.
Tom McCormick here.
Cravat.
Can you take it, Ohio State? Can you take it, Ohio State? Dick?
No, it doesn't look like it.
All right, you're going to all be awfully unhappy when I tell you it's a boa. Boa is a snake which crushes its prey, and boa is a scarf of furs or feathers. Okay, here we go. Back to another toss-up question. Listen carefully, Brown, Pembroke, Ohio State. Speckled Beauty is the affectionate nickname given to an Air Force constellation by a very grateful passenger. Now, you're going to win 10 points. Brown Pembroke?
Jane Baltzell.
Nixon.
Jane, you got it right. You gave me the answer before I completed the question. I was going to ask, identify the passenger, and you did by mentioning Nixon, Vice President Nixon. Credit circled the globe in a big constellation that he called the Speckled Beauty. And Brown Pembroke, you got by getting that toss-up question that answered a 20-point bonus. One part, a very simple question. You'll know it, I'm sure. In January of 1912, an Englishman made an 850-mile trip in a dog sled and was very much disappointed by a Norwegian.
Scott.
Now, just a minute. You're part right, I'll tell you that.
Because of Munson.
Oh, all right. You got the answer before I get the question.
Yeah, because of...
All right, Tom. Tom, would you just give me the complete answer so everybody knows what you know now?
Scott got to the South Pole and found that Amundsen had been there before him.
That's
Amundsen.
right, and he was Amundsen, all right?
I'm sorry, Alan, we'll have to hold it. That's the halftime whistle, which calls for a 1-minute timeout.
All right, and during these 60 seconds, I want to spend 30 seconds first with the challenging team tonight out in Ohio State. I want to talk to Jack Friedgut. Jack, tell me, I want to know, first of all, what do you intend to do when you finish college?
I intend to be a statistician.
You do, and how old are you, Jack?
18.
18. Joanne Lawyer, what is your ultimate ambition?
I hope someday to write a biography of Senator Taft.
Well, I'm sure everybody in the country will be interested in that biography. Tell me, Joanna, how old are you?
I'm 20.
You're 20. You don't mind my asking, do you?
Oh, not a bit.
All right. Alan Klein, what is your ambition, ultimately?
Well, I'll be attending medical school in the fall.
You're going to be a doctor?
Yes.
You're going to specialize?
I don't know yet.
I see. Alan, would you mind giving us your age?
I'm 20.
You're 20. And Margaret Allen, what is your ambition?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet. Are you a senior?
Yes, I am.
Lots of seniors don't really know, do they?
Well, I hope not.
Okay, that's our Ohio State team for the week. Now, I'd like to move up to Brown Pembroke College at Providence, Rhode Island. And this week, Jane Balto, may I talk to you? You know, Brown Pembroke now has been on for 3 weeks and has done a marvelous job winning these 3 games that they've won. We've always heard that Pembroke is known as a coordinated school. Now, Jane, you must admit that's a little confusing. Would you tell us exactly what is a coordinated school?
Well, Alan, it means that we're somewhat unique among women's colleges in the country, since as a coordinate college, we are neither among co-ed schools, strictly speaking, nor are we an exclusively feminine institution.
Now, what do you mean by that?
Well, the word means simply that we at Pembroke have our own campus and our own administration, but we have faculty and curriculum in common with Brown University.
You mean you go to classes with the Brown boys?
Yes, our classes are
Brown men,
mixed.
I beg your classes are mixed.
We feel that this is an excellent setup, and I wish I could...
What's the proportion of Brown men to Pembroke women?
3 to 1.
3 men to 1 girl, one woman?
That's
well,
right.
I think that's coordinated. Okay.
All right, Alan, time to get back to our coordinated quiz. With the score, Ohio State 55, Brown 130.
All right. Here we go with a toss-up question. Worth 20 points, and I'm going to point out to you that coming up is a 50-point bonus. So on your toes, a 50-point bonus is coming up. Here's a 10-point toss-up. Ali Khan is to the Aga Khan what Ascanius was to whom? Ohio State.
Joanna Lawyer.
That's right, Joanna Lawyer. Aeneas, hero of Virgil's Aeneid. Now, may I point out at just a moment in this pause, just a second, to point out an error that was made in last week's competition between Georgetown and Brown universities. I asked a toss-up question that went, where in literature does the character Natty Bumppo appear? And Georgetown came in with the correct answer, the Leatherstocking Tales, which I did not accept. Now, that was the error. Natty Bumppo does, of course, appear in the Leatherstocking Tales, and Georgetown should have had credit for the 10 points and the next bonus if they'd gotten it correct. But we have checked the final results, and this change in the score would still have left Brown the victor. But may I say to all of you who have written to us that we are very sorry for this error, and I want to thank you for your interest. Now, back to Ohio State and the 50-point bonus question you have just won. With the naming of President Konrad Adenauer of the Bonn Republic as Man of the Year by Time magazine, the eyes of the world have focused even more than usual on Europe. Now, we're going to see if you can, for 10 points each, tell us who the following European statesmen are. First of all, for 10 points, René Coty.
President of France.
What?
President of France.
Right, for 10 points. Who is Giuseppe Pella?
Prime Minister of Italy.
All right. Recently resigned Prime Minister of Italy, I would say. We will accept it as Prime Minister of Italy. He has recently resigned. You know that. I'll accept that. Walter Schreiber. Walter Schreiber.
They look puzzled.
All right, I'll tell you, he's the mayor of the western sector of Berlin. All right. Who is Joseph Beck?
Can you spell that, please?
B-E-C-H. Joseph Beck. B-E-C-H. Time is called. He is once again Premier of Luxembourg, who has obtained this position recently upon the death of Premier Dupont. All right, 10 more points is possible for you here if you can identify Theodore Heuss. H-E-U-S-S. Theodore Heuss.
No answer.
No answer. He is president of West Germany. Okay, now what's the score, Tex?
The score stands, Alan. Ohio State 85, Brown 130 with 6.5 minutes to go.
And here we go with a toss-up question for 10 points. For 10 points. With what philosopher do we associate the phrase conspicuous consumption? Ohio State.
Joanna Lawyer.
Veblen.
Veblen. Thorsten Veblen, you're right. The theory of leisure time. And you've got Ohio State a chance now at a 20-point bonus. We're going to give you 20 points if you can tell us to whom Ernest Hemingway, who Ernest Hemingway is paraphrasing in his novel title, Across the River and Into the Trees. Who is Hemingway paraphrasing in the title of this book? Anybody on the Ohio State team?
Almost, but not quite, looks like.
All right, it's General Stonewall Jackson. Jackson's dying words were, "Let us cross the river and rest under the shade of the trees." All right, here we go back now to a tossed-up question. Mrs. Eisenhower is scheduled to crack a bottle of champagne against the prow of a new submarine, the Nautilus. Ohio State?
Alan Klein.
The first atomic-powered submarine.
And you got the correct answer to the question I had not yet asked. I was going to ask, for 10 points, tell us what is unusual about the Nautilus. And we got the right answer from Alan Klein before I asked it. And coming up now is a 20-point bonus. Ohio State, it's yours if you can get it. The line, "I have been faithful to thee, Sonera, in my fashion," are from a 19th century poem by Ernest Dowson. For 20 points, give us the title and composer of a popular song which paraphrases these lines.
Margaret Allen.
That's from Cole Porter's Kiss Me, Kate.
Yes.
It's I'm always true to you, darling, in my fashion.
I'm always true to you, darling, in my fashion. You're right for 20 points. Tell me, Margaret, how do you pronounce D-O-W-S-O-N, Ernest's last name? The composer of the poem. You know? It's Dawson.
No.
Dawson, some people say. All right, we go back now to a toss-up question with the score, Tex.
The score now stands Ohio State 125, Brown 130, 4 minutes to go.
All right, here we go with a toss-up question. She is a famous personality out of American history, and her maiden name was Elizabeth Griscom. For 10 points, tell us her more famous married name. Anybody take it? No takers? I'll tell you it's Betsy Ross. All right, here we go now with another toss-up question. For 10 points, identify the Old Testament characters who came forth unharmed from the fiery Brown Pembroke.
Judy Thorson here.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Right, Judy. With that, Judy, you won a chance at a 15-point bonus question. Robert Herrick. Anybody on the Brown Pembroke team? Robert Herrick, in a poem, the first line of which is, "Gather ye rosebuds while ye may," gave the unmarried ladies some pretty sound advice. Now, you'll get 15 points if you can tell us what did he advise.
Get married before it's too late.
Yeah. That roughly is it. We'll move along now to a toss-up question. For 10 points, here we go with a toss-up question. Tell us, is Javel water a perfume, a beverage, or a disinfectant? Brown Pembroke.
Judy Thorson.
Disinfectant.
Right for 10 points.
James Balsa.
I would have accepted. I would have accepted a bleach or a disinfectant. Was that Judy Thorson?
No, that was Jane Balsall.
Okay. All right, Jane. Now you won another chance at a 15-point bonus question for Brown Pembroke. In 1871, a newspaper explorer greeted a missionary explorer in Ujiji, Central Africa.
Stanley Livingston.
Now wait a minute. This is not a toss-up. You don't have to hurry. For 15 points exactly, what did the newspaper man say to the explorer?
Dr. Livingston, I presume.
Dr. Livingston, I presume, for 15 points. All right, here we go now for a toss-up question worth 10 points. The capital of Liberia in Africa was named after an American president. For 10 points, name it. Brown.
Tom McCormick here.
Monrovia is named after Monroe.
Right for 10 points. And you won a chance. You won a chance now at a 15-point bonus question. In many different countries, girl children have been considered second-class citizens. For 15 points, name the mythological race who exiled or put to death all the male children and only brought up the girls.
The Amazons.
Amazons. What's the score, Tex?
The score now stands Brown 205, Ohio State 125 with 1.5 minutes to go.
All right, Holger, here we go now. Here's the toss-up question for 10 points. What land in the legend of King Arthur was said to have sunk 40 fathoms underwater? Brown.
Jane Balsall.
Lioness is right for 10 points, Jane Balsall. You're going to get 15 points for the Brown Pembroke team. Now, if you can tell us, anybody in the Brown Pembroke team, the two famed British writers who have immortalized the story of Troilus and Cressida.
Shakespeare. And Chaucer.
Right for 15 points. Okay. You're working hard as a team. Here we go with a toss-up question for 10 points. What method of transportation was used by Hannibal in crossing the Alps? Brown?
Cal Woodhouse here.
He used elephants.
You're right, Cal. He used elephants when he invaded Italy. You've got... Here's a 20-point bonus. First part, 5 points. Who tutored Mr. Rochester's young charge?
Jane Eyre.
In the book by Charlotte Bronte, Jane Eyre. All right, now you'll get 15 points if you can tell us the name of the child.
Anybody got it?
Anybody got it?
Oh.
Quick.
Lucille.
Charlie, Billy.
No, it was a girl.
It's a girl, and her name is Adele. Adele Varens. All right, here we go back to a toss-up question. Tell us.
I'm sorry, that's it. Time's up. Well, the game's over for this week, Alan, and the final score in the College Quiz Bowl tonight is Ohio State 125, Brown Pembroke 245. The winner, Brown Pembroke. To each member of the Ohio State team, it is our pleasure to award an attractive and dependable Whitnor wristwatch, a distinguished member of the Longines Whitnor family of fine watches. Since 1866, makers of watches of the highest character. For fielding the winning team tonight, the Brown Pembroke College campus will receive a $500 gift to be administered by the college. And these varsity scholars from Brown Pembroke will return next week to compete in this new All-American quiz game with the varsity scholars of Trinity College at Hartford, Connecticut. Now, here once again is your master of the quiz, Alan Lutton.
I want to congratulate Brown Pembroke, and I want to say thanks to the wonderful team from Ohio State. Margaret Allen, Joanna Lawyer, Jack Friedgut, and Alan Klein. You did a great job. Next week, Brown Pembroke meets Trinity. And in the weeks to follow, we'll have varsity scholars from the University of Maryland, Smith College for Women, Indiana University, and other outstanding colleges and universities all over the nation. So be with us again next week and every week for an exciting quiz game here in the College Quiz Bowl. Now, this is Alan Lutton saying, see you tomorrow on Weekend, and so long, everybody.
Your referees tonight were for Brown Pembroke, Russ Van Arsdale of station WJAR Providence, and for the Ohio State University, Dick Mall of station WLWC Columbus. College Quiz Bowl is a transcribed NBC Radio Network production, originated and produced by John Moses and Don Reid.
Enjoy Sir Laurence Olivier on the NBC Radio Network.